The two-part season finale of Miraculous Season 5 is so super close to coming out. And with all of the information that we've gotten from the most recent episodes that have come out, I think we kind of have a pretty good idea of what may happen in the season finale, which of course is what I wanted to discuss in this video. But before we get into that, there's one thing that I wanted to mention, and it's that everything that I'm going to be saying in this video does not come from leaks. This is just information that we've gotten from the show that I think foreshadows what we could see in the finale. But with that being said, let's get into what we can expect from the season finale. The first one is I think that we can expect to see the big plan that Gabriel and Timo have been coming up with. At the end of episode 23, when Adrian was getting on the plane, Gabriel and Timo were talking about the alliances and how they have sold enough around the world that everyone would be at their mercy. They also mentioned that because of this, they can now start what they called Operation Perfect Alliance. And then again, at the end of episode 24, you see Adrian and Kagami going into these white room looking things. And as this is going on, Gabriel is talking to Timo, saying that now that Kagami and Adrian are safe and they cannot leave in any kind of way, they can now officially start Operation Perfect Alliance. And as I don't know exactly what Perfect Alliance entails, I can only imagine that it has a really big part in the finale and how everything goes down. The only other thing that we could infer about Operation Perfect Alliance is that it has something to do with the alliances. The fact that Timo mentioned that everyone would be at their mercy, to me sounds like they're probably going to try to use the alliance to control anyone who has one in some kind of way. The next thing that we can expect is for Ladybug to be trapped. In the synopsis that we got for episode 26 Recreation, it states that the supervillain has just trapped Ladybug himself. Now going back to the whole alliance thing, maybe that's how Gabriel is actually able to trap Ladybug. If everyone that has an alliance is at the mercy of Gabriel and Timo, it would make sense for them to essentially control someone with an alliance to get Ladybug and take her to him where he could then trap her. However, on the flip side of things, we learned in episode 24 that Ladybug would have to go up against Gabriel in order to fix everything. So with that in mind, it's a very big possibility that maybe Gabriel's plan wasn't to trap her to begin with, but it just kind of happened that way because she had already gone to his house. I think it's really going to be a case of her falling into his trap, a trap that he never actually even planned for. Either way, I definitely think that we can expect one of these two ideas to happen. This next one is one that I've kind of mentioned already before, but it is that Ladybug will be going up against Gabriel/Monarch. Like I said, in episode 24, Kagami and Felix told Marinette that she needs to go up against Gabriel. So there's definitely a very high possibility of that happening in the finale. Which brings me to my next thing that I think we can expect to happen. And it is Marinette will find out that Gabriel is Monarch. Or better yet, it will be confirmed to her that Gabriel is Monarch in the finale. In episode 24, it was shown to her that Felix had swapped all of the Miraculous for the Peacock Miraculous with Gabriel. Because of this, I feel like she might think that Gabriel could potentially be Monarch, but she doesn't know anything for sure. Until the finale, of course. This next one is a little bit more of a theory rather than something I think we can expect to happen, but I still wanted to add it in here just in case. At the end of episode 24, we see Gabriel and Timo put Adrian and Kagami in these white room looking things, so that way they'd be able to keep an eye on them and make sure that they never leave. So because of this, my idea is that we'll either see Cat Noir find a way to break out of this, or we won't see Cat Noir fight at all in the finale. Now, this next one is kind of two separate ideas that I think both have a lot of potential. The first one is that we will see the deaths of Natalie and Gabriel, which is very dark, I know, but Gabriel's cataclysm wound is getting so bad. In the episode Collision, you can see that the cataclysm has almost fully covered his hand. It's probably spread across his whole body by now. To be honest, it's only a matter of time before the wound completely consumes him. We also saw Natalie in episode 24 basically on her deathbed. It really is only a matter of time before they both die, especially considering the fact that conformation is called The Last Day Part 1 and recreation is called The Last Day Part 2. If that doesn't foreshadow a death, I don't know what would. Not to mention, even in the synopsis for Conformation, it states that this was Gabriel's last day. But on the flip side, like I've mentioned before, episode 26 is called Recreation. From the very beginning of the titles list coming out, a lot of people believed that this meant that Gabriel would get hold of the Miraculous and recreate the world to bring Emily back, which at this point I think is a very extremely high possibility. So because of that, if he does indeed get a hold of the Miraculous, it's also a very high possibility that he'll recreate the world to save him, Natalie, and Emily before any of them die. But whether they die or not, I definitely think that we can expect to see one of these two things happen. And the last thing I think we can expect to happen is the downfall of Monarch. I've theorized this for a long time and have said this in a few of my videos, but I really truly believe that Lila will steal the Butterfly Miraculous from Gabriel. We've seen her keep a really close eye on Gabriel, discover a bunch of secrets about him, and I've also seen her plotting something. I really think that all of this adds up to her going to try to steal the Miraculous from him. So basically, instead of Ladybug taking the Miraculous from Gabriel, her losing it somehow, and then Lila finding it like we've originally theorized, Lila will actually take it directly from Gabriel, and that's how she becomes the new Hawkmoth. Okay, so I know I said that that last bit was the last thing that I think we can expect. However, I recorded this video before we got some more news about the finale. So there is one more thing that I wanted to mention, and it has to do with a poster that was just recently released. Within this poster, you see Ladybug looking at Gabriel, Faye, Jess, and Bonix all looking at these like robot-looking thingies, I don't know. Which means that another thing we can expect to see in the finale is the superheroes from the past specials. And of course, we will see Bonix making her return, which, looking back at what Gabriel and Timo said in episode 23 about everyone in the world being at their mercy, it really does make sense that they would be making a comeback. Also, along with the posters, we also got a lot of different picture spoilers from the episode. I will not be going into depth of what exactly is going on in these. However, I will show you guys this because I think it is quite interesting to see.